What is going on, everybody? It is that time again. We have just gotten another Disney Dreamlight Valley survey come out. So we're going to take a look today at some of the important parts of this survey. We're going to see what they've put in for possible new characters, but also what they put in for possible star path options. Now, these surveys do tend to come like a little bit randomly. I think the last one we had was about 8 months ago, and then maybe a couple of months before that we had another one. So it'll be interesting to see what characters or what franchises we do have suggested this time, because I know that Star Wars obviously created a little bit of controversy last time because a lot of people do not want to see Star Wars. A lot of people do want to see Star Wars. So we're going to have to find out if it shows up again this time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to skip through some of the earlier questions. They're just general questions about the game. Are you enjoying it? What do you do first and foremost? Kind of like, what do you end with? And then we're going to get to the juicy stuff. So I'm going to do that now. We'll skip forward and then we'll see what franchises and what star paths might be on offer for the future of Disney Dreamlight Valley. All right, so this is kind of the section that I wanted to focus on going forward from here. A lot of the questions before this are just kind of general questions about the game, but this is in this section of the survey, we would like to know more about your thoughts on the Star Path and the premium shop. So let's click next. Star Path bonus rewards are additional rewards available to players who have completed the premium tier of the Star Path. These rewards allow players to complete extra duties to earn recolors of existing rewards, including a house dream style. Now, I think that the wording of that is a little bit confusing because we know that the house dream style is not a recolor. So it's saying these rewards allow players to complete extra duties to earn recolors of existing rewards, including a house dream style. I don't know, the wording sounds a little bit off, and I don't like that they're not separating the house style from the bonus rewards, because I have thoughts on the bonus rewards, but I also have thoughts on the house style, which I really love. But are you aware of the Star Path bonus rewards? Yes, I have earned some of them, of course. What did you think of the quality of the rewards / additional rewards from the Star Path bonus rewards? See, this is where I would like two choices. Give me one for the house style, give me one for the recolors, because the recolors, I hate it. I'm just kidding. It's not that strong, but I don't love the recolors. The house styles, on the other hand, I love. So I'm going to have to go with neutral, I think. Yeah, I'm going to have to go with neutral. I feel bad, but... And another one, how difficult did you find the tasks to earn the Star Path bonus rewards? Now, we do know that they are grindier, so I would say somewhat difficult. I mean, none of the Star Path tasks in general are really difficult. I wouldn't say that they're really difficult. They're just laborious and sometimes very monotonous, so... I don't think they're difficult. Do I think they're boring sometimes and too grindy? Yes, so I think somewhat difficult bits for that. I am glad that they're asking these questions though, because they are things that we need to feedback on, and it's a great chance to give feedback. So be honest with them. If you're not loving what you're seeing with the bonus rewards, tell them this is the place to do it. I did find it interesting that this section was in Premium Shop and Star Path, because I think usually these franchises, like asking where the characters want to come into the game, are in separate sections. I'm not sure. I can't remember the last survey. I did do it, but I cannot remember off the top of my head. But below is a list of Disney and Pixar franchises that are currently not having any characters in Disney Dreamlight Valley. That is not what that says, but we'll go with that. Which of these franchises would you most like to see characters added from to the game? So here we go. Please select all that apply. Disney's Figment, excellent. Disney's Pirates of the Caribbean, Hocus Pocus, Finding Nemo, Dumbo, Up, Turning Red, Snow White, Emperor's New Groove, Pete's Dragon, Coco, Mary Poppins, and A Bug's Life. That is a really interesting list. I'll be honest, I'm relieved not to see Star Wars there, but I don't know whether I should be, because maybe that is something in the works, so they don't feel the need to put it in the survey, or they got such a negative response to Star Wars last time that they decided to take it out of the survey, because I believe it was the first option in the list last time. So it's nice to see Figment in the list. Having said that, I think this is probably going to be sort of like shuffled depending on who answers, as to not give you like a specific set of questions. I think that's what they usually do with surveys, just because if most people go through and only click the top options, it's better to have it kind of like all shuffled up. So I don't know whether Figment's at the top for everyone else, but Figment's at the top for me. So I'm going to say yes to Figment. Figment is amazing. I love Figment. I know he's a bit of a cult figure, but we've got Oswald, so I feel like Figment could have a shot at coming to the game. Pirates of the Caribbean is an interesting one, because we do know that there was like an early sort of like concept of having Jack Sparrow in the game. There were some theories out there that Skull Rock was to do with that instead, Pirates of the Caribbean, Jack Sparrow, all that sort of thing. I would personally love to see Elizabeth Swann, but I don't know. I've ticked it, but I don't know about live action characters coming to the game just yet. So actually I'm going to untick it because I feel like there's so many sort of like animated and classic Disney characters that we've not gotten in the game yet. I would rather wait. It almost feels like kind of like live action characters are kind of like a death knell for the game. It's like we've gone so far that we're having to bring live characters in. Having said that, Jack Sparrow as a character is an iconic character, so perhaps they'll do it. We do know that it was in somewhat of a development, but I'm going to untick that. However, Hocus Pocus, I mean, sisters, I kind of want Hocus Pocus. So everything I just said about the live action, let's roll it back. I'm going to take Hocus Pocus, which means I should probably take Pirates of the Caribbean. This goes against my ethos, but never mind. Finding Nemo. I would love to see some of the characters from Finding Nemo. I would love to see some sort of underwater biome. It's really nice to see that they might be considering that. I don't know how they would do it. I don't know if we would ever get a swimming mechanic or something like that, but I do think Finding Nemo could be a really fun franchise, and there's so many iconic characters from Finding Nemo, so fingers crossed something from that franchise comes at some point. There's actually a pretty strong list, so Dumbo as well. I mean, would it be live action Dumbo or would it be the original? I feel like it would be the original. I'm going to tick it because I love the classics of Disney, so I'm hoping maybe that they lean into that before going to Hocus Pocus and Pirates of the Caribbean. I mean, I don't think, maybe it's a weird one with Up, I'll be honest, because I feel like the film is kind of like a really strong film. It's a really iconic film, but for specific reasons. And that's like the film as a whole. I wouldn't say that like Carl or any of the other characters are like iconic characters that I would really want to see come to the Valley. I don't know. Is that shady? I don't think it's shady. Am I the drama? No. I've not seen Turning Red. Don't come for me. Don't come for me. I've not seen Turning Red, so I don't know. Snow White, again, a classic, so I'm going to tick that. Oh no, I feel like I'm ticking so many. I would love to see some more Snow White come to the game. I feel like there has to be something in the pipeline for Snow White, right? I mean, it's coming out, what, in a couple of weeks' time? So I am surprised that, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Gameloft doesn't always line up the updates, but I thought like if any time were to strike, it's while the iron is hot. But I know the film, for whatever reason, has its controversies around it, so they're probably kind of avoiding that for now. But I would like to see Snow White come. I would also like to see Emperor's New Groove, if for no other reason to hear Yzma say, pull a lever cronk, so I don't know. We did get like a little bit of Emperor's New Groove with that kind of like Yzma set that we got, so I don't know. Maybe there's something there. I have never heard of Pete's Dragon. I don't know what that is. Pete's Dragon? Who's Pete? Who is Pete? I don't know. I love Coco. Coco is one of my favorite Pixar movies, so I absolutely would love to see Coco. I think all I think is the realm that they could do for Coco would just be amazing. Like if they did a Coco Star Path, I would be down for that as well. Everything to do with Coco is like my bag. I would love to see it. Mary Poppins, again, this is live action, so I'm not sure. I mean, it's iconic and it's kind of like one of the British Disney movies, so I feel like I should vote for it out of kind of like alliance or allegiance. I don't know. But I'm gonna go with A Bug's Life instead because I think A Bug's Life is an amazing movie. I haven't watched it in a couple of years, but I used to love it as a kid. I don't know, let's give A Bug's Life their flowers. Let's see some characters from A Bug's Life come. That's a lot of choices. I feel like I probably shouldn't have ticked all of those, but I don't know. I would love to see all of them. They're fun options. There's actually quite a few from this list that were not in the previous survey, and there's quite a few from the previous survey that were not in this list. Cars, 101 Dalmatians, The Muppets, Zootopia, there's quite a few. So whether they got the information they needed from that survey and they wanted to try some different franchises this time, maybe that's the case. But let's click next and see what else we've got. Oh, okay, it's another list. So it's another list of Disney and Pixar franchises that currently do not have any characters in Disney Dreamlight Valley. Okay, Enchanted. So this is the Amy Adams one. I believe there's an issue with Amy Adams' likeness. Something to do with Disney, they wouldn't pay her for the rights to use her likeness, something to do with that. So I don't really see that happening. I don't think there would be that much interest. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. I'm not particularly enthralled with Enchanted. So Chicken Little, again, that's kind of like a wild card one. I mean, I loved Chicken Little as a kid, but now would I love to see that come to the game? Not really. Same for Pocahontas. I feel like as I've gotten older and kind of like read into the backstory of Pocahontas, I don't know how I feel about it. I mean, it's a pretty sad story all around, so I feel like I could probably do without Pocahontas, but I'm sure that there's people out there that love that movie and would love to see Pocahontas come to the Valley. I'm not surprised to see Wish here. Even though it didn't do that well in terms of what Disney were hoping for with the movie, it was still like a kind of like a significant landmark for Disney. I have not watched it. Oh, that'll get picked up in the comments. I've not watched it. I do know some of the songs, but not something I'm kind of like looking for. I don't know what Zombies is. Kim Possible, it was just after I kind of stopped watching Disney Channel, I believe. I think Kim Possible was on one of the other surveys, which is interesting that she's shown up again. But I was kind of like around recess time. That was my cartoon, so I didn't really watch Kim Possible, so I don't really have like an affinity with it. Peter Pan, I would like to see Peter Pan, Tinkerbell, and all of the other characters kind of come from that. And we already know that we're getting Peter Pan because we are getting Peter Pan in Skull Rock. Well, okay, let me take that back. That is not for certain, but in the teaser for the roadmap, there is quite obviously Peter Feather in the ground by Skull Rock on the beach. So I don't know. It's just an interesting one that they put it in the survey when we almost know that Peter or Peter adjacent is coming to the valley. Descendants is not one that I've seen again. I mean, I love Bambi. It does make me cry, but I love Bambi, so I'm going to put that on there. The Lady and the Tramp, I'm going to take that again because it's kind of like a classic. So I'm going to do that. I just don't know how they would introduce them. Would they introduce like dog companions maybe? Meet the Robinsons, not massively my favorite. This is kind of like a weaker list compared to the first one, so nah. And then the Hunchback of Notre Dame. I don't know about that one. I feel like every time I see like who do you not want to come to Disney Dreamlight Valley, Frollo is kind of like at the top of that list as kind of like the worst Disney villain that we've had. So I mean, I don't know. Absolutely amazing soundtrack, however. Hellfire, brilliant. So I think I'm just going to stick with those three for this one. Interesting choices. A few wild cards in there, I'm not going to lie, and some that I don't even know. So I guess we're getting to that territory now with the updates. All right, moving on. This is a list of Disney and Pixar characters that already have characters in the game, franchises that have characters in the game. So which of these would you most like to see more characters added to? Lilo and Stitch, Lion King, Monsters Inc., Brave, Wreck-It Ralph, Princess and the Frog, Beauty and the Beast, WALL-E, Toy Story, Sword in the Stone, Mickey and Friends, and Ratatouille. Maybe Lilo? I don't know. It'd be a good opportunity with the film coming back out. There's going to be some renewed interest in Lilo and Stitch when that comes out again, the live action. Is it? I think it's this year, maybe in a couple months' time. So I feel like they might want to capitalize on that, but we already have the roadmap to the summer, so who knows? I could give or take Lilo and Stitch for having additional characters. I don't want anybody else on the Lion King. We have 4, 5, I don't know. Yeah, 5 characters from the Lion King. I'm done. I'm done with the Lion King, okay? We're done. I would like to see some more from Monsters Inc. Not gonna lie, Monsters Inc. is a wonderful franchise. I love it. I would like to see like Randall. I don't know. I just feel like there's more that they could do with Monsters Inc. They could even bring like Celia in, maybe in a few years' time. But I would like to see some more. Brave. I've not seen Brave. I should have watched it before Storybook Vale came out, but I did not. So do forgive me. Same with Wreck-It Ralph. Not this. Okay. So I don't really care about those. Interesting that they've put Wreck-It Ralph on there when we know that Ralph had a character in the game at some point because he's in the launch trailer. So I don't know why they've never brought Ralph into the game. Maybe there was an issue with licensing or something, but we've got Vanellope, so that's a really interesting one. Princess and the Frog, I would like to see Naveen come to the game. I feel like Tiana deserves to have Naveen in the game. We need another prince. And I would love to see Dr. Facilier. I watched The Princess and the Frog again just before the Tiana update came out, and what a great film. So enjoyable. I think Dr. Facilier could be a great villain for the game. So fingers crossed that they do add some more Princess and the Frog characters, as I do think they're kind of lacking with that at the moment, especially for that franchise. Beauty and the Beast, I'm fine with what we have from Beauty and the Beast. I'm fine with Belle and Beast, so I can leave that one. WALL-E, again, Eve and WALL-E are kind of like fine. I feel like their story kind of like wrapped up together. I don't know. They can live together now in the valley, so I don't really need anyone else from WALL-E. I would love to see some more characters from Toy Story. I would love to see Rex, Slinky. I mean, I feel like there's so much they could do with Toy Story, and it's such a huge franchise. I feel like it's probably inevitable at some point that we will get more Toy Story characters, so I'm just going to throw my hat into the ring for that one. Sword in the Stone, I feel like it's fine with what we've got. Mickey and Friends, I'm going to tick that because I'm hoping that that would include Pluto, because I would love to see Pluto, even though I don't think Pluto talks, if I remember correctly. But I don't know. I feel like everybody is nearly in the valley from Mickey and Friends, so I would love to see Pluto for that reason. So I'm going to take it just for that. And Ratatouille, I'm fine with Remy being his little rat self running around the valley. I don't think I need anyone else, just yet, from these options at least. Okay, I've skipped ahead just a question. It was just to do with what clothing items do you think need more attention? So I've come forward 1, 2, for future Star Path clothing updates, which option would you prefer to see more? Outfit sets where you can mix and match individual pieces to create a custom look, or one-piece outfits that allow you to get dressed in one click, or I like both equally. So I do like the single outfits in general, but what I struggle with is when we have a Star Path outfit challenge, those outfits do not give you good tags. So for that reason, I kind of want individual pieces where you can mix and match. It depends if they overhaul Dream Snaps at some point or overhaul like the theming of it, because if they eventually get rid of outfit challenges, I would say getting dressed in one click, having one outfit that's like really embellished or something would be fantastic. But for now, just with the state of Dream Snaps, like being outfit decor for challenges, I would personally want something that I can mix and match to try and maximize tags. So that's the only reason I'm going to go with that one just for this. And this is the question that many of us are often waiting for in these surveys, to see what themes they're kind of like working on or thinking or brainstorming. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. What kind of themes would you like to see in a future Star Path? Please select up to 3 options. All right, so we've got country western, cowboy fashions, denim boots, and hats. I don't know. Maybe as like a very future Star Path. I'm not a massive country guy. I'm not a massive like country western fan. A little bit here and there, but it wouldn't be my go-to, so it's not one that I want to click immediately. Retro nostalgia, however, vintage Disney style items, 90s or 80s nostalgia, crew necks, jean jackets with patches. Tick. Anything vintage Disney style, I would love to see. Kind of like they could really tap into nostalgia. I mean, given the player base of this game is generally slightly older, it's not really a kid's game. I mean, at least basing off the statistics of my channel, everybody's kind of like 25 plus. So I feel like it would be really good for Gameloft to lean into that 90s and 80s nostalgia. Can you imagine if we got like an 80s Star Path? That would be fun. I feel like there's so much that they could do with that. But yeah, if they did a vintage Disney style items, I don't know, they could just like go through the archives of merch that Disney have had. They could go through all sorts of different things, like older popcorn buckets. I don't know. Just there's so much they could do with retro nostalgia. And that's kind of why most of us play the game. I've said this before, Disney Dreamlight Valley's success is because it taps into nostalgia. That is the whole reason for it. There's all of us having all of these memories, either with the franchises, with the parks in my case. You know, I just think nostalgia is a big ticket item for Gameloft, so I would expect to see something like this at some point, regardless of how it does on the survey. Disney Channel originals, items related to TV shows such as Kim Possible or Lizzie McGuire. I mean, yeah, maybe, kinda. I don't know. I never watched Kim Possible. Lizzie McGuire I did watch, but it's not something that screams out to me. I don't know. Maybe if they tapped into like, I don't know, are they including like That's So Raven? Are they including Sweet Life of Zack and Cody? That was my era of Disney Channel. So would I want to see a Star Path of those things? Not really, but maybe they could do something fun. Sporty, sports jerseys, sporting equipment. Did they just give up with this one? Did they think nobody was going to tick this? Because like it just got sport jerseys, sporting equipment, ... Like, everything else has got really descriptive titles, and they were like, nobody's going to pick sports, so I'm not going to pick sports. Ocean themes. Themes related to mermaids, oceans, and pirates. Like, I know that people love mermaids, I know that people love oceans, and I know that there are pirate fans out there. I've never really been a big pirate guy. Like, even as a kid, pirates were not kind of my thing. I wasn't that into them. I do like Pirates of the Caribbean, obviously, but ocean-themed Star Path, I can leave that. I would like to see a witchy one, though, witches. Witchy fashions, broomsticks, cauldrons, mushrooms, and potion bottles, cute witch huts. I feel like that would be a popular choice for a lot of people, although we do have quite a few witchy items in the game right now, so whether people will kind of like skip that because we do have a lot of witchy stuff. Well, I say witchy stuff, we've got kind of like a lot of Halloween stuff. Witchy stuff is slightly adjacent and more focused, like with the broomsticks and the cauldrons. I would like to see that though. I feel like mushrooms is always popular as well. Historical fashions, Renaissance, Victorian, elegant gowns and suits. Renaissance, this a reminder? Who said that? Where's Beyonce? I like this one. I feel like this could be fun. I feel like if they actually put, this is going to sound shady, I feel like if they actually put time and effort into some really elaborate outfits, this could go down really well. Victorian is my favorite era. I've said it before, I will say it again. I love the Victorian era. I think that they could do something really fun with the gowns. I would love to see some proper suits. They've mentioned it, so maybe they'll do it. I don't know. but I also feel like they could do some fun furniture items. But it's interesting that they say, what kind of themes would you like to see in a future Star Path? And it's historical fashions. The bulk of the Star Path is motifs and furniture items. We don't get that many outfits, so the fact that they've said historical fashions kind of like throws my ears up a little bit and thinks, would it be a fashion-focused Star Path? I guess maybe a smaller one that is just outfits. That could be fun. That could be fun. I would like to see them experiment with the Star Paths a little more, because we do know what we kind of get like every time now. So can you imagine if they did like, I don't know, a 2-week Star Path that you could buy at any time? That could be fun. Vacation items such as luggage and travel styles such as fanny packs and tropical buttons up. Button-ups, not buttons up. Fanny packs. Okay, I mean, like that's what you're going for travel styles. When I think of like vacation travel, I'm thinking like big wide brim hats, you know, very like elegant, very Pan Am, very Concord. But no, we'll go with fanny packs, I guess. I mean, I would like to see some luggage. I feel like more luggage options could be fun. They could be storage, but I mean, we just got the Oasis Star Path. That was kind of vacation-y, so I'm going to skip that one. Disney Princess, items that relate to the Disney princesses, such as ball gowns, thrones, and crowns. I just feel like we have so much princess stuff in the game. Obviously, that is kind of like the whole brand of the game. But I don't know. I personally don't need more ball gowns or thrones or crowns. I feel like we have so much elegant stuff and so much kind of like royal or princess adjacent stuff that I don't really need any more of that, personally. But I would like to see Gothic Castle, dark castles, elegant gowns, sophisticated waistcoats, and elegant furniture. Nice to see the waistcoats in there. They are addressing kind of like the masculine side of things as well, which is nice. I was just dragging this one for having royal furniture, and I know I've selected this one to elegant furniture, but Gothic castles sounds like fun. Dark castles, elegant gowns. So I wonder if maybe for the kind of like autumn or October Star Path, they're going between Witches and Gothic Castle. I'm wondering if those are their two options. I can't actually remember the choices from the previous survey for the Star Paths. I can't remember if we've had anything that kind of like was referenced within that, because we did obviously get a Star Path just for Mulan and a Star Path just for Tiana for their movies and for their franchises. So it does seem interesting that they might be moving away from that. Obviously, Oasis Retreat, Frost and Fairies, The Night Show, they were like outside of Disney's scope a little bit. They didn't have a lot of Disney items, and there was like maybe a little bit of a lack of whimsy for me personally. So I don't know. It's interesting that they're going for these other themes outside of Disney Princess and Disney Channel originals. Very vague, but I guess it leaves room for interpretation. So we'll just have to see what they come up with. I've just clicked next on that and it told me that I could only select 3. Of course it did. I said that at the start. So I'm gonna have to get rid of witches, because I feel like we do have witchy stuff in the game. So I'm gonna go with retro nostalgia, historical fashions, and Gothic Castle. Don't know what that says about me, but who cares? Alright gang, that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed that look at the survey. Do not forget to fill it out. I'm going to put a link in the description down below so you can go ahead and fill that out. It's very important that you make your voice heard. That is what these surveys are for. But there were some very interesting choices in there. I don't know what you think. I hope that you're going to let me know down in the comments. What is the favorite franchise you saw? What is one that you absolutely do not want to see? And which of the Star Path possible themes would you like to see come to the game over the next couple of months? Or maybe never. I don't know. It's your choice. I do hope that you enjoyed this video. As always, I will catch you in the next one, and I will, of course, see you in the valley.